What is the business model, broad business model of our company? What are the kind of products we make?
Structural heavy engineering, fabrication and technology company. We engage in design, fabrication and assembly of steel design buildings.
So tell us in the next 3 5 years, what is the kind of opportunity we see?
We are seeing a lot of development. Number one is, going forward, smart cities will require sustainable buildings that are environment friendly and also pollution free.
Welcome, friends. My name is Avinash Gorakshakar, and I welcome all of you again to another interesting episode of Konexio HighFlyers. Friends, as all of you are aware, we introduce emerging companies from emerging sectors in these episodes, and we make it a point to talk to the promoters and the top managements of such companies. This helps us understand these companies in a much better way. We come to know about their business model, their growth journey, their future growth plans, and we get a lot of valuable information from the company's promoters and top management, and which helps all our investors to take a very conscious investment call by investing in these companies. And friends, today we are going to talk about another interesting company which is going to hit the capital market very soon. The company today we are going to talk about is Karbonsteel Engineering Limited, and I have the privilege of having Mr. Shrenik Kirit Shah, who's the managing director of the company. Shrenik, welcome to the show, and thank you very much, sir, for your valuable time. I think I'm pretty sure that in this small, interaction, we'll be able to understand your company in a much better way.
Right, Avinash ji, thank you very much for having us, and good afternoon, and thank you to your viewers as well.
Yeah. Shrenik ji, first question, which is very simple and very basic from our side, is that if you could tell us what is the business model, broad business model of our company, what are the kind of products we make, and secondly, sir, if you could tell us something about your journey, how did you start your business journey, and how did you decide to set up this company? Is it a first generation effort, or has it come from your father and then you took it over? If you could please tell us.
Yeah. Uh, so I'll tell you a little bit about the company first. So we are a structural heavy engineering, fabrication and technology company. We engage in design, fabrication and assembly of steel design buildings, and mostly they are as per our client requirements. Number of sectors we work for. One is infrastructure, railway station, airport, high rises, steel, chemical plants, refineries, data centers, and many other sectors wherever you can think of steel as an application for your construction. Uh, Avinashi, so I belong to a steel family. Steel runs in our blood. From the 80s, my father was a shipbreaker. Then slowly he graduated to importing steel into India from various prestigious global manufacturers like Mittal, which is
Yeah.
now also present in India. But back then they were only importing steel into India. And from there I finished my studies in 2005, joined the family business, and started approaching engineering companies to supply steel. So from secondary market, we started graduating to end users and clients in that period. Uh, so those customers are the ones who taught me what we are doing today. They slowly moved us the value chain from cutting steel to size as per drawing, then taking us to contract manufacturing. And finally, we branched out into carbon, was floated in 2011 and 2014. Based on our contracting manufacturing credentials, we put up our first fabrication facility in Khopoli, Maharashtra in 2014. We got direct jobs. Our first job was from EIL actually, and then subsequently we put another facility in Umargaon, which is on the border town of Gujarat, and between Gujarat and Maharashtra. And this that being the larger facility today, together, both of them Now we are doing almost 36,000 tons per annum of fabrication using both the facilities. And of course, we have projects across varied sectors that we just talked about.
So, so I think thank you for the inputs, Shrenik. Shrenik, tell
Yeah.
me one thing, that is this business largely relationship driven? You said you have very large old customers with you. So,
Right.
sir, is it a tender kind of system, or is it a, is it from the private sector? It is like purely on the basis of your price quotation and the jobs you have done in the past. You get new companies or new orders. How does the system of new orders, happen for us? Like, how does the fructification of new customers and new orders take place for you?
So, yeah, you are quite right. It is a very reference-based business. Our past track record and customers that we have worked for so many years basically keep moving around in all the various industries and projects and provide us the reference and the input that we need to engage a new client. And because we specialize in certain buildings and we have delivered them successfully over the past, that track record goes a long way in getting repeat businesses for our
Okay.
kind of activities. Yes.
Understood. Shrenik, tell me one thing now, just to understand the market opportunity. You said that you can imagine steel in various forms and formats, which is very understandable because we see a lot of steel structures almost everywhere. Sir,
Right.
according to you, in the next say 3 to 5 years, you have seen this market, you understand this market in a very much better way. Sir, tell us, in the next 3 5 years, what is the kind of opportunity we see here, and how is our company planning to capitalize? Like, do you expect a sustained growth in demand? Because obviously steel is something which is a very core fundamental requirement for building the economy. So sir, इसके बारे में कुछ बताइए.
Yeah, so Avinaji, the new sectors that we are seeing a lot of development. Number one is, going forward, smart cities will require sustainable buildings that are environment friendly and also pollution free. So we are seeing a lot of high rises and buildings and data centers designed using steel as a primary material. So we are, those are the kind of places where we are seeing a lot of growth and excitement. Apart
Okay.
from that, a lot of private sector factories, and recently we've got an order to build a EV battery unit. So those kind of sectors are relatively new. We are seeing a lot of work there.
Okay.
And one more thing I would like to add is we had recently completed two bullet train bridges for code name GAD 15 for one of the India's leading engineering company.
Yeah.
We are seeing, and based on that, we got our RDSO approval for the railways. We are
Okay.
seeing railways as also a very big customer going forward. They have
Okay.
taken up a lot of expansion across India, and
Okay.
we are qualified to, pretty much work both with the National High Speed Rail Authority and also the normal railway in India. So yeah, for us, those are the places where we see a lot of growth coming from. Yes.
I think very nice to hear, Shrenik ji, that you have got RDSO approval. So that means that in future railways will be our big customer. So sir, it is a good thing. Sir, tell me
Yes.
one thing, from the private sector apart from Mittal, sir, any other customer, if you could share for us, because that will help us understand your company's profile in a much better way for our viewers.
Yeah, Avinash will not be able to name a few clients, but India is one of leading engineering companies, very closely, partnered client with us. Other
Okay.
than that, Tata Projects work with us.
Okay.
Jindal, JSSL, Jindal Severfield works with us. Then Panametrics, which is a Baker U concern, also work with us. So across sectors, a lot of EPC and end clients both are our customers. But of course, we have some limitation in trying to name all of them.
No, understood, sir. I think this was really nicely answered by you. Shrenik ji,
Mhm.
now what is the current order book of the company, as on date, like what has been mentioned by you, in the prospectus, and how soon will these get culminated in revenue, from the company's side?
So we are looking at about 330 crore order book that we currently have, out of which about 200 to 230 would be executed in the balance of the year,
Okay.
uh, for the balance remainder part of the year. And of course, we have already executed a certain number as we speak. So that will also add up to that number.
Okay, understood. Right. Sir, now tell me one thing that, we will ask about the financials later, but I just wanted to understand that, I believe you must be getting a lot of repeat business from your existing customers. I want to understand, sir, what is the value add we give to the customers? Are they happy with our service, our execution, our, quality? In what way do we add value? If you can, sir, tell us two, three qualitative points that we are doing a much better job in a very
Right.
competitive industry, but still doing a
Right.
better job.
Yeah, so Avinaji, see, one of the biggest forte we have is number one, we make everything built as per customer design. So none of our buildings or projects or even components for that matter are sort of like a product. They are each based to client requirement. So we are very good at doing custom jobs for the client. Secondly, we are able to do very, very heavy fabrication. So ideally, most customers or similar uh, tier groups cannot handle a single member of 40 tons. We are able to cater to a single member of 40 tons. A typical structure could look 5 meter wide and 108 meter long. That is the kind of heavy and big structures and components that we are able to handle, which most
Okay.
of the units in this country fail. And in spite of the customization that is required, we are able to give our customers very, very high amount of tonnages every month in order to meet their project deadlines in a very expedited manner.
Okay.
So,
No, no, I
so I
think,
think I think those are
yeah,
our main USPs.
well, I think very nicely mentioned by you that, in these quality terms, I think carbon steel has made a mark for itself. Sir, one more thing I wanted to understand. I was just reading the prospectus of your company. We find
Sure.
that, the attrition levels of, both Kopoli as well as Umbergaon, the attrition levels have been pretty high. So any specific reason for that, and what is the company doing to bring these levels down?
Sir, it see what happens in India is a land of festivals, and we have a lot of skilled staff that actually come from North India. So you
Yeah,
see that churn every year. However, they a lot of them also rejoin, but unfortunately, they do become part of the churn number. But
correct.
other than that, we are trying to give a lot of facilities to our employees. We try to give them accommodation. We try to completely facilitate their to and fro travel. We also try and incentivize in terms of safety and fitness. So those are the kind of routine sort of like competitions and incentives we try to give them, and also create training drills so that they are more and more considered part of the company, and decide to stay longer with us.
No, no, I think understood. Shrenik ji, now on the financials, I want to understand. See, this year has been very good for us. In fact, I was just seeing the financials for 25. We had a top line of 273 crores from 218 crores, and the
Mhm.
PAT has jumped to 14 crores plus from 9.42 crores. Sir, I just wanted to understand, was it a mix of value and volume plus a good value added mix, better margins on products you earned? What was the main reason for such a sharp increase in the profitability? If you could please tell us.
Yeah, so Avinaji, see, one of the biggest reason is of course the clientele, they who are giving us repeat jobs at better price levels. Secondly, also the fact that efficiencies are increasing as and when we are building, higher tonnages, and the incremental costs are not jumping as much. So those, and also like you mentioned, the product mix. We have now added railways and technological structure. Typically, gives us better margins, even though they are less in terms of volume, but they have better margins. So those product mix has also added to our profitability.
Okay. No, understood. Sriniji, one more thing which I wanted to understand, there is a fairly high level of concentration, in terms of your customers. I think top three customers account for almost 90% plus of your revenues. Sir, in
Right.
future, do you think you can diversify because, this will actually help you de-risk your customer risk? So what is your thinking on that?
So, Avinaji, actually, if you historically see, we have delivered projects all the way till Assam, or we have done for Bathinda refinery, or we have done for Rajasthan also. We have done for Chennai Metro also. So that being said, it's not that the products cannot go to all these places, but we are fortunate to be present in two of the most industrialized states of the country, and we have very, very big mega projects going on just in the vicinity. So it has, given us such ample opportunity to participate. Now, just if we talk about the ArcelorMittal plant, that expansion itself is so big, they require 6 lakh tons of steel. Now, that being said, it is such a big sea to fill that we have not been able to participate, and we had to refuse a lot of orders. So
Acha.
that is the only reason why the mix is so concentrated. But it depends, really depends on which project we participate the most, and changes every few years.
Okay, okay. No, no, I think understood. Very logically told by you, sir. Another thing I wanted to understand is Gujarat occupies a very large space for us. So, sir, going forward, as you rightly said, if you get a good project outside Gujarat, I mean, I'm
Mm.
quite sure company will look forward to implement it.
Yes, yes,
Hopefully, in our
absolutely. We are bidding for exports as well. We are bidding for projects outside Gujarat as well. So as and when we get awarded, but Avinaji, the thing here to see is if it is a substantial size, then it interests us more than other projects. So for us, size is is how we choose the project
yeah.
or the state.
No,
Right.
no, I think understood, sir. I think you are very right in saying that size of the opportunity and the project is very important for us. That
Right.
decides the selection.
Right.
Shrenik ji, now let's talk about the most important question for today. Sir, we are going public, so it's a historical milestone for you, sir. Your efforts are all getting rewarded. Sir, tell us
Thank you.
how much money are you going to raise from the market and what is the broad objective of usage of this money?
Yeah, so we are raising around 59 crores, out of which about 12.5 crores is for capex. We are trying to build more capacity to cater to the order pipeline that is evidently quite big, and we can even take a bigger pie of customer jobs. So that is our intent. Secondly, is for working capital. We require funds to buy steel as and when we augment our capacities. So that is one. And of course, the other part is general corporate purpose. And there is a small term loan, some loan payment, which is about 3 crores, is not a big number.
Okay.
And other than that, there is a OFS portion, which is about 10 crores.
Okay, understood. Sir, you mentioned about working capital, Shrenik ji. Now, can you tell us what is the broad working capital cycle? In fact, since this is a project-driven business, is the money coming on a milestone basis? या पूरा project खत्म होने के बाद ही आपको, you get the entire money from the customer? How does it work?
Yeah, Avinash, is a good question. I'll tell you, since it's a tailor-made product to client requirement, we always have to get an order. We get client drawings. Based on the drawing, we place an order with one of our steel suppliers. Could be JSW, could be AMNS, could be SAIL. And then along with that, we have to, of course, give them monetary instrument or payment. Once that is done, the steel is usually delivered in 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay,
Once we get the entire full kit material, then only we can take it for production, so that it does not get stuck anywhere in the system.
okay,
Uh, the production time, because it is again has various stages which involves cutting, welding, fit up, blasting, painting. So all that put together takes about 90 days.
Ah,
And post that, you can take payment component wise. You did not need to wait for the whole building to go. But after dispatch, usually within 45 to 60 days, our payments are made by the client.
okay, okay, understood. Sir, now just one question, from the investor side, since now new, public is also going to join your growth journey and is obviously going to support you as a promoter. Sir,
Right.
broadly, what is your message to the, new shareholders? At least without giving a number, Shanikji, what kind of message, in terms of returns and terms of expectations? Because people are looking forward to your IPO in a big way. So, sir, if you can share some small message, that would be really be nice.
Vinaji, yes, of course. We are fortunate that along in our journey, a lot of people are going to join. And of course, for them, we are putting our best foot forward. We are trying to, immediately after the IPO capex, we are trying to augment the capacity to 42,000 tons per annum. It should be achieved by somewhere around February of 26. So that will clearly jump our top line. And of course, there be fixed cost benefit, interest cost benefits, and other efficiencies that we see in terms of processes as well. That will, help us with the profitability. And I also want to add one thing. The space that we are using today is quite big. It is about 20 acres. Out of this first stage expansion, we are going to utilize only about half. We still have a second phase available to expand within the same unit, which our ambitions are to bring it to 6 to 7,000 tons per month of production going forward to benefit our shareholders and our partners.
So,
Uh, and
I think
and
definitely.
Yes,
Definitely, Shaniji, I think people will support you, and I think your issue will also be properly subscribed. Sir, one more thing I wanted to understand before we conclude, sir. In the company now, what is your functional role? Like, you have, of course, you are the main face of the company, but sir, what particular function do you handle? Do you handle sales, marketing, or nurturing existing relationships? What exactly is your functional role? If you could tell us.
sir. Of course, one of the main thing is since I have been with the client or customer contacts in so many years. Of course, client contact is one of my main function. Or I like to develop and nurture those relationships. A lot of them have become friends over the years, so that is there. Other than that, I am also involved with our banking and financials development as well. And
Okay.
my job is to hire the right team and also give them a hands-on approach, at least for my own team, to help them wherever there are difficulties in all the areas. Since we
Yeah.
have come from the bottom up, I have handled the shop floor also and all the way till banking. So I know a little bit of everything, to be honest.
That, okay.
So
Then I
I
think that is
chip in
that.
and do a hands-on approach to our team. Wherever they are stuck, they can use me or my advice
Yeah.
to move forward.
I think very nice to hear that, Shaniji. Last question, Shaniji, for today. Sir, we have seen COVID, but now things have gradually started moving. I think government is also focusing on infrastructure. Private capex is also happening. Sir, what is the most important risk in our business? Like, when you come to office every day, typically, what is the most important thing which you feel that should be in control always, which ensures that we run our operations smoothly?
Sir, number one, I feel going forward, skilled labor will always be a challenge in this country. Our requirement for labor, because they have to be welders and fitters, they have to be able to read drawings. So that, migration patterns and, situations like COVID, where labor suddenly disappears, are
Yeah,
something that always are on our mind, and we are constantly recruiting and engaging people and adding, manpower. so that we stay ahead of the curve and we plan a little bit more than what we require. That is our way through that.
Okay.
And that shortage will always be something that we'll have to keep on managing.
Well, I think that is a very realistic thing what you mentioned, but I think with your expertise you will be able to manage that also. So,
Yeah.
Shrenik ji, thank you very much, sir. It
Thank
was
you.
my
Thank you.
pleasure to host you, and
Yes.
best wishes from my side, sir, for you, your entire management team, and sir, best wishes for the public issue also. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye.